Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here in 1212 AD once again, and today the Holy Roman Emperor and his allies have arrived at the walls of Constantinople to once again reclaim the Holy City for the Byzantines. I'm sure that is why they're here, because defending the walls today we have the treacherous Latin Empire and their Italian allies in Genoa and Venice. So yeah, I am sure that today the Holy Roman Emperor wants to see his fellow emperor back on his throne and ruling in the east while he rules in the west. But yes, today he is bringing along with him Trier, and we also have Jerusalem here as well to help in this siege. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. We've got some very good factions here on both sides, and we've got a huge 11,000 man siege for you today, and this is going to be a glorious one. And what better map to do it on than on Constantinople, one of the iconic siege maps, as these towers come collapsing on down. I think that was from artillery. Yeah, we've got a cavalry back there from the Holy Roman Empire that is being used to do exactly that. And the first landing has taken place, as we have Venice here. They look like they're taking on the dismounted Imperial Ritter here, which is tier 1, but they are basically shock infantry. These guys here with their massive two-hander Zweihanders. They're going to go hacking and slashing into battle, and they're taking on just swords. They are tier 3 though, so that could be an interesting matchup actually to see how that one goes down. We also do have shock infantry going up onto the wall as well. These are tier 3 Venetian shocks. They should do pretty well, I imagine, on that wall. And the gates have been destroyed for the defenders. So, yeah, the attackers will now be able to rush through, but there is oil. So, I wouldn't be rushing through if I was them too quickly. And there is also pole arms, Genoese pole arms here, waiting. But yes, if you're enjoying the 1212 AD action and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And make sure to hit that notification bell if you're wanting to see any more 1212 action as well. We've got some more glorious sieges, and actually a few more have been set in that we're on Constantinople. So it'll be quite interesting to see some more Constantinople action, that's for sure. Yeah, as I kind of imagined it was going to happen, these Imperial Ritter are starting to lose tier 1. I mean, I don't think they were going to break through these tier 3. Also, the shock is in there. Slowly but steadily, it's joining the fight. And we also have Genoese swords in this fight as well, which is tier 1. But yeah, there's a lot of infantry being thrown up there on that wall just to take out one measly sword unit. The Emperor as well is coming closer to the walls here. He's clearly trying to rally his men. Maybe also survey the defenses ahead of him. I mean, these are the great Theodosian walls here that have never been breached in many a century. But Germans and their Jerusalem allies are here to try and do exactly that. Some electric spear militia coming forward. Don't know why spears are going up first. I mean, there isn't actually anything on the wall for them to attack just yet, but we'll see whether that changes. With the artillery as well, a bastion catapult here that is trying to burn these towers down. Fire when ready. Men of Genoa, you're here through money, and that is all alone. Clearly, you do not care for the emperorship that much. Yeah, they are doing some damage. I don't know if they're actually doing damage to this tower. Oh, 29%. They are doing some damage. But we'll see what else can be done. I mean, we're playing on the smaller version of Constantinople. Still a huge map, though. Like, look at the size of this city. I doubt it's going to come to actually defending this main cap point, but we'll see. But yeah, looks like they're going to just defend all the way over here at the walls, which is probably the best place to hold in Constantinople. At these walls, they're pretty hard to assault, and it's once you're on them and you like taking them, it's actually quite hard to actually battle your way into the streets as well. There isn't many places to come down that you can't just basically be in front of the enemy. You're going to be taking a lot of fire from the enemy. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one for the attackers, that is for sure. Lots of Christian lives are going to be lost here today. be a sad time. Yeah, here you go. This man Imperial Ritter. This is a fresh unit going in. But these guys are already losing 40 men. Getting absolutely wiped out by these archers. The crossbows here doing a lot of work. Crossbows in 1212 can arc. Always something I remind people, because there is a very, very good attribute now. Makes crossbows by far and away the best missile to bring in a siege, and probably in a land battle as well. I still feel like gunners in a land battle are still very, very good though. And yeah, I mean, these spears are losing as well, but so are the shock infantry. I mean, my gosh, yeah, look at them. They got massacred there. We have got Pavi's crossbows as well, setting up for the Emperor's own crossbows here. They're getting ready. Don't know what they're going to shoot. Maybe the gun... Not the gunner, sorry, the halberdiers down here. Another bit of the wall has collapsed, and that is doing damage to these Pavi spears that are waiting here patiently. We're now going to see pole arms go into the breach as well. If anything, the attackers should now just like murder this pole arm with the crossbows, and it looks like exactly what the Holy Roman Empire is going to do. Oh gosh, I don't think that's what they were aiming for, was that sword, but it's a good hit anyway. I think they were aiming for this wall here, so they're trying to open up a third part of the wall here, make a huge breach, which is not a bad idea. I certainly don't think artillery is worth being used for anything else. Hopefully they got an artillery piece. It does look like they have one over here as well, a great bombard. It's used up quite a lot of ammo. I don't know what it's been destroying. There's a fort tower there. They really need to open a breach. Breaches just allow you to have another, like, sort of way to just get into the settlement. It's just a very, like, it doesn't mean you have to rely on towers. You can use cavalry if they... I think they brought a bit, yeah. Some Elector Knights there. And they've got all the generals. And there's a Hospitaller Knight over here as well. So, yeah, you want to use your cav to try and charge through choke points, maybe. Or try and rush for them if they're left open. All those sort of moves you want to be trying to do. Yeah, shoot these pole arms if they get the chance. They absolutely need to. Just weaken units as much as possible. So both these units up here are losing though. Spears and swords losing. But so is the Zweihander wielding Elector Knights. Oh no, they're not Elector Knights, are they? Dismounted Imperial Ritter. I don't know why I was thinking they were Elector Knights. Did they send up another sword unit? Hard to tell. The icon is stuck on the tower. I think they have. I think there's another 2 swords units up there. So the Holy Roman Empire getting fully stuck into this battle. And it looks like the general as well, Doge's bodyguard. Whether he's just coming close to rally the troops, I think that's just all he's doing. Yeah, he's popping some braces to try and help there. We have Venice now also shifting across a lot of his crossbows to the center, whether that's the duel with the Pavis of the Roman Empire. It exactly seems like that is the case, because they are focusing down these ballistari as well if possible. Or maybe not, they're shooting the medium swords behind, possibly. I don't know, but whatever they're trying to shoot at these crossbows, they command a good area here. This breach point is a good area. They can fire into this and just hit anything that stands behind it in reserve. And again, I mean, the attackers are just giving, the defenders giving up a bit of the choke point here. If the attackers were quick and active, they could actually maybe rush something in. Like, they keep shifting stuff around to Genoa here. Like, I don't know what their plan is. They've got a lot of stuff in reserve behind breach point, which is good. They don't want to just leave a gap like that open. It's not a good idea. The fighting on these walls continues. These German knights seem to be getting pretty tired. I mean, like in medieval warfare, like you could only fight in a battle for about 30 minutes with full armor on, and then you have to basically go to the back of the line, take on some like liquids, and rest up until you could go back in. Until you felt that you were not so tired. Kind of crazy to think about. It's just like in the middle of a battle, you're just like subs, I need a sub, and you basically rotate like that. It kind of just changed the whole perspective of how like a medieval battle was fought. Oh, what is going on here? Venice is sallying out with a sword unit. Whether that was to go after these crossbows, I think that's a bit of a mistake, though, and yeah, the Roman Empire might be able to take advantage of that. There's Pavis there, maybe be able to get us a few kills. Yeah, I think that was the plan from the Venetian player. It's a very slow, like, march out, but he tried to go for his crossbows, I think. Better if you had a cav unit to do that. We have some Genoese Equitores here. They could potentially do that. I don't think Venice has brought any spare cav. The Latin Empire, which is yet to really see any action, has brought cav. They've got some Latin Chevaliers over here. They're all sort of hidden. Why, they're silent, I think. They're about to sally out, just as we speak, by the looks of it. Here they go. They're taking their Hospitaller General as well, I think that is. Or is it a Hospitaller Knight? Yeah, no, it's a Hospitaller General. Imagine that. Hospitaller Heavy Bodyguard. They're going to sally out, and they're going to go maybe for a charge on the spears here, these Pavi spears. Or they're going to go, I mean, there's cav back here, which they don't know about. More Hospitallers on either side here. Look at that. The Holy Order ripped in two. They have opened up a breach here, Jerusalem. Not a large one, but there is at least a breach. They could use that if needs be. And here we go. Yeah, a breach has been challenged here. The Pavis are already wavering, though, going through that breach. That was pretty brutal. And there you go. A third chunk of this wall has been brought down. And now the crossbows are bringing hellfire onto these polearms here. Look at that. Yeah, already dropping, losing about 30 or so men. The polearms might retreat, but really that should be a chance for the attackers to strike. They're just going to switch polearm? That's equally not a good idea. Nope, they're just going to retreat it. But yeah, still they're going to need to have a third unit here defend this area. They should really take advantage of that, should the attackers. They should, they are being quite sleepy when it comes to rushing through that choke point. Looks like the spears might be breaking. Swords are breaking, that's for sure. Spears definitely are on the way out as well. Swords on these walls here are finally going to win, and they're going to take out about 3 units as defenders here. They will have done. These swords are actually brutal. Like, for a tier 1 unit, they are very good for their money. And they're hacking and slashing their way through stuff. There you go. I mean, the spear should lose that, but it looks like shock is now coming onto the wall from Venice to replace the wavering spears. So yeah, you can see here these like stainless steel, heavy dismounted knights that are all here to do their work. And yeah, the swords, as soon as they saw those tier 3 shock, are already wavering. And here we go. A proper assault is starting to take place as well here for the breach point. The sergeants of the Roman Empire are going in. They're challenging some heavy Italian knights from the tier 1 era. I think this is tier 3. Yeah, tier 3, yeah, this loses to tier 1. I imagine that is probably because these sergeants are taking literal hellfire when it comes to crossbow fire as well. I mean, these guys are just getting machine gunned down by these ballistari there. Doing some good work. And it looks like as well we are finally seeing Trier as well get into the fight. So they're taking on a bit of the Latin Empire here. And there you go. Another choke point has been opened up here. So an even bigger, well, not a big one actually. They could do with opening up a second one. Really, it looks like the Great Bombard over here was responsible for that choke point being opened. They've nearly used up all their ammo though. This Bombard here, also this Culverine here, it's still got a lot of ammo. Could open up another breach if they needed to. And these units are pretty banged up that are in the choke points, but they've held strong. And it seems like they're going to use their overwhelming crossbow ability to just keep shooting these guys down, weakening these heavy melee infantry if needs be. And it seems like that is exactly the same response as well from the Venetian crossbowmen, who can just fire over the walls nowadays. They don't have to mount the walls like they used to, so they can just fire over the walls and they can just shoot like the sergeants that are waiting in reserve, which is an amazing ability. These guys have great armor piercing and now can arc. Why they're so good. Yeah, there you go. The sergeant's taking fire. Either they have to retreat away from the walls just to avoid being shot at, or just stay there and endure it. But dismounted Imperial here with gold chevrons. My gosh. And we've got some Doppel Soldner Langpieser. Probably butchering that name. They look goddamn awesome, they do. Look at these guys. Sexy ass unit. But yeah, they're getting into the. They're gonna be into the fight, I'm sure, in no time at all. They'll need those pikes, and they're good pikes. And they're one of the more recent additions to the HRE roster, and they're a very good unit. What have we got in here? Elector Pike Infantry. They look like they're getting a little close to the wall. If I was the Latins, I'd start unleashing fire on these guys. Actually, they're hidden. That's why they're not doing exactly that. But if they were able to be seen, I'd start shooting these guys. Like they are key to take out. Spears on the walls here, I don't think are really the greatest idea. I don't know if they had a better unit they could have thrown up. But they could have definitely done with throwing up something that's going to have a bit more pushing power rather than the spears. I do love this, like the Trier has like like a bishopric Trier, and they have a like cool ass like bishop. St. Peter with his key there on the shield. That's awesome. Looked like Trio was maybe going to send up their Elector Pavi crossbows here, but instead they changed their mind. It seems like on this, it's a battle of 2v1s really, because it seems like, I mean, there's a bit of Trio over here helping, but it seems like the HRE is almost taking on 2 Italian states here, while the Latins are taking on Jerusalem and then the rest of Trier, which is the majority of it by the looks of it. It does seem a little bit uneven in siege battle. Whether Genoa or Venice could shift some troops over here, I don't know. This is all the Latins here just being committed to this one wall. We have got swords that just landed here. We've got some Knights of St. Lazarus. They're just taking out the artillery there, and then I imagine they will be getting either off the wall or they'll be helping to fight these guys that are already on it. And these still, what are these, sergeant men at arms? Sergeants. Yeah, these sergeants are not that well equipped, it seems, to deal with the spears. It's a tier 2 unit. They are a bit outclassed. They have got a lot of chevrons. What's on the other side? Armenian swords. Interesting choice by Jerusalem to bring these guys. Surprised they didn't bring more of their like heavily armored knights or sergeants. The Armenian swords are doing their bit, you know, with their circular shields. And because of the like the artillery mechanics, I guess you call it, because this tower's collapsed, they can't actually use this passageway down. So these pikes are in no danger of being flanked. Such a annoying feature, I would say. I don't think I've ever seen pikes for the Latin Empire. They do look cool though. They are tier 3 pikes as well. They do look very cool though. They kind of remind me of the Macedonian sort of like phalangites. They've got like the small shield, long pike. They look, yeah, they do actually give off quite a Macedonian vibe in that sense. But they're going to defend this choke point here. And it seems as though Jerusalem is going to open up another breach here. 93% should be enough for this great bombard. As long as it doesn't miss, it should be able to take this breach point down. And then they'll be in. I mean, if I was the Latin Empire, I'd move the spear. Just put it like here. And then you're pretty much safe. You can just like box all of the attackers in that small area there. And then just pick them off one by one with your crossbows. We also have a choke point here being contested. Pavi Spears against Sergeants. Again, I can't see the Jerusalem Pavi Spears really having the pushing power to get through this. But we'll see. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have Spears going first, in a sense, because if you did break through, you can't be countercharged by Cav easily, because, well, you got Spears in there. The Spears are an anti-Cav unit. There you go. I think the walls being down, that's yeah, that breach over there we were just talking about. Spears, yeah, should retreat, defend that sort of area there, and they should be okay. But we are about to see, yeah, a bit of a rush here from Hospitaller Knights and Spears. See whether the Latins can reorganize quickly enough. And they have. They've actually done better than I thought we could have done, I guess. And they put spears and pikes together. They've pikes stacked with the spears, and that's going to be a pretty brutal choke point to take really now. The Cavs going to be redundant charging in there. The spears and the pikes will just impale them. And the sally out is going on again. The general's out here. Whether it's part of a bait, I don't know, but he is just out here. And if the Hospitality Knights at the gate could, or the breach, sorry, could like trap him, and then a spear or shock or something could come up and support, that's the Latin's general dead. It's a bit of a risk. I don't know what they're trying to achieve, but yeah, very much a risk. Still have hospitality. I feel like they must have had a fight outside the... They have. They had a sally out over here. Look at this. Latin Chevaliers, I think, lost this fight. I must have totally missed this, but there was actually a sally out at one point. Not that it really seemed to have achieved a lot. And the Chevaliers got back in. But they are still alive. Looks like they were going to attempt it again. They lost a man. I mean, that 79 out of 80. They lose one guy somewhere? I don't know. But yeah, the Hospitality Knights just shifting over there. That was enough to scare them off. They changed their mind quite quickly. And Spears actually are winning this fight here. Oh, it's because of the shock. Commanded Hospitality Knights in there as well. For Jerusalem. So they should break through here. The Latins are going to have to reinforce this, or ask their Italian allies for some support. Their Italian allies are doing pretty well. It's costing them a lot of men, but they're holding this breach point currently, and they're bleeding dry. The Holy Roman Empire, like they're out of swords, really. They've only got pikes and shock infantry left. They have got a couple of sergeants actually, but whether they're going to commit those to the wall over here, personally I wouldn't. I'd wait and I would set up shock to deal with these other shock. But the problem with that is that the crossbows will just absolutely pelt you with crossbow bolts. So yeah, it's a tough one here. The Roman Empire and also Trier, they don't really have an easy way through. It seems like most of the pushing is going to have to be done over here against the Latin Empire. The Latins sending up 3 company dismounted men at arms, so a shock infantry onto the wall, trying to deal with these Knights of St. Lazarus, who have just won their other fight. I do like the look of the Knights of St. Lazarus. The green and white does look good.
The enemy have rallied their units.
They're going to keep hacking and slashing their way through there. The shock infantry, I think, should win that. I think at tier 2, or maybe tier 3. I honestly can't even hover over the... They are tier 3, so they should win that. Oh, and we got pikes now into that breach point. That is going to sort that whole choke point out there. And we also have more free company men-at-arms there. The pikes as well. They should do the work. These gunners are now up on the walls. That is huge. So Trier has managed to get up. Gunners on the wall. They are shooting the crossbows here. I imagine themselves, they are also getting shot up. Yeah, you can see the Pavi's crossbows here. They're going to be able to blitz through these handgunners. They don't have much in the way of armor. And really, they should be shooting into the back of these pikes while they have the chance. Yeah, there's just so many crossbow milice over here. They're just going to do a lot of damage, kill a lot of these gunners. And whether they could get their the Jerusalem gunners here, set them up in this corner, and then just start firing into this choke point here, just trying to weaken stuff. Or set up the crossbows, which is what they're doing now. Elector Pavi's crossbows. They shoot over the walls and then just into the side of these pikes. Like, they're going to have to try something like that and try and break through. Spear has been broken on this wall, so that's a small loss there for Trier. And the fighting continues on here. The Latins did throw a lot forward here, but now since retreated it, I think when they've sort of stabilized the choke point a little bit. sergeants are still going to probably need some reinforcements though. Looks like the shock infantry coming back for round 2. Where they could have retreated the swords ever so slightly just to give these guys a bit of an angle, because otherwise they don't really get the best charge bonus. There we go, yeah, the Ballistari Provisionati. They're taking a lot of hits here. The artillery is giving up shooting at walls, and what remaining ammo is there is probably going to get used on these reserves, which are now moving. It looks like down this way. As you can see, crossbows moving that way. We've got shock infantry going as well, and some swords. So yeah, Venice is now very much showing its influence onto the battlefield on this front here. So, yep, it seems like Genoa is going to get the job of defending against what remains of the Holy Roman Empire, and now Venice is shifting over this way here.
Men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Men are breaking, so that is not a good sign there yet. The gunners did break for a moment and then have since rallied. Seems like those crossbows here are still doing some great work here. It seems like, yeah, there you go. So Trier's own crossbows have now had an influence in shooting the pikes. Now they should send in some infantry and engage the spear line here. If they can take this spear out, they're down and off the walls, and they're in, and they can start to cause chaos and make it much harder for the defenders to defend this layer of the defense.
Stand and fight, damn you!
But we'll see what can happen. But I don't think a spear is going to be the answer to getting through. But they have got some perfectly good dismounted Knights of St. Lazarus here, and pikes over there if they wanted to use those, and shock infantry, dismounted Elector Knights. But it looks like it's going to be the spears that are going to get the green light. Yeah, these Maronite spears, which are just a light spear unit, are now trying to take on heavy spears of the Latin Empire. Yeah, that seems like it's not going to be an even fight at all.
Cowards!
And there you go. They're holding strong with those spears of the Latin Empire. And here comes some Knights of St. Lazarus. They're shifting up in their classic white and green armor. Not quite as famous as the white and red of the Templars. But there you go. They are tier 1, but they are heavy swords, so we'll see. We have seen some tier 1 heavy swords already excel in this siege battle. But we'll see how these ones do. We are about halfway through this siege battle now, and we've yet to see any sort of progress, really. They are whittling down the defenders, but it is only a 700-man difference now, and it was almost 1,000 earlier. So the defenders are doing their best, but they're using a lot of ammo and men. Looks like those Knights of St. Lazarus are gone as well. Yeah, it's actually a large break there. I think it's the Armenian swords and the Knights of St. Lazarus gone. There's 3 company men-at-arms up there. They're doing a good job. Well, I said they're using a lot of ammo. It seems like Venice still has ample. Like, these guys have like 3/4, if not more. They should be able to machine gun down these guys here. See how they do. I mean, Elector Knights here need to either get through a choke point somewhere. Oh my gosh, they're starting to blob up here on the attack. Is not good. Jerusalem does not want to blob up. He's got his Knights of St. Lazarus in there. He's got 2 units, but he needs the 1. The spears are a bit useless, but the pikes are back in there as well. Why those swords are losing decisively. Probably also doesn't help they're getting shot in the back by crossbow milice here.
Rallied. The men are broken and are fleeing.
But yes, they're they need to just maybe not blob so much. And they could do is just keep shooting into the sides, these pikemen, just keep causing them to die. And that might either force them back, or they'll just die here at their post. Look at that, down to 93 already. These guys, each volley, are dying very quickly. So they just need to keep that up. These swords might need to be sacrificed just to kill the pikes off. And another assault, a pretty hardened assault here is coming in. So here we go, we have Elector Pikemen here, along with shock infantry from the Holy Roman Empire, and they are making a push for this choke point. And And Genoa and I think some of Venice has all been mobilized here to try and defend this. Yeah, but I mean, we've got polearms here, Swiss polearms, we've got some Lanciari in here as well. And yeah, we've got the shock infantry as well. They're doing a good job for now. They are sort of breaking through. There is a bit of a gap here, as you can see. You can see sort of where the sergeants are. There's a bit of a gap. Might be able to get something through there eventually in a bit. But it's also making a very nice angle for these crossbows. Where are they? They're actually a long way back. Yeah, the Genoese crossbows here are doing some nice work and actually are inflicting a lot of damage onto the sergeants here. Cav has also come in. Oh, they actually broken through. I didn't even realize they got off the wall. So we have sergeants off the wall. Along with a spear unit here, that electric spear is through the gates. I don't know if the gates are... They're in control of the Holy Roman Empire. So the gates are now in control of the attackers. Spears, yeah, you won't be having a great time charging those. Those swords, though, were murdered. If the shock infantry could just charge into the side, they could maybe do a lot of damage to these pikes and spears. I mean, they'll already... Shock already excels against spears. Pikes, though, not so much, but a flanking charge, they can do it. The pikes actually are running for their lives. They're having none of it. They're going to defend the gate. Seems like the spears here, they're trying to take on these polearms. I don't think that's a great idea. But again, could crossbows here, the Pavese crossbows, could they not just shell this Venetian polearm here? They could do some good damage. And there you go, the shock infantry getting a rear charge here as well. Should rout these electric spear militia pretty quickly. There you go, that is the end of that electric spear militia. There you go. The shock infantry's done their job, and the pikes, I think, have fully retreated. They're actually going, and a pike unit is going for this choke point here. They are heavy pikes, they're a good unit. Yeah, it's looking pretty strained here as it's defense. Spear's losing, but the shock is holding on for now. Good to see that gold chevron shock infantry is also losing. If you're rooting for the defenders, that is. If you're rooting for the attackers, you might want to be seeing a little bit more from them. Jerusalem over here sending in more swords. This time they're having a bit more luck beating this spear unit here, but we are seeing a weakened shock and a weakened pike go in to try and combat them.
Our men have regrouped.
There you go, the pikes go down and the poking begins. There you go. I think Knights of St. Lazarus should hold there for a little longer. Seems like they're doing some good work. If the crossbows keep it up there, fire as well like they are, look at that, the pikes will be routing in any second. 40 of them left. They're not going to be showing much influence there. And it looks like there is, I was going to say a bit of a breakthrough, but I don't know. There's a spear militia here, I think, rallied and then side charged the pole arms here, which are holding on for now. Spears apparently winning. Looks like the shock infantry is the only thing holding on as well in this choke point. They're going to need to either start sending in crossbows. I mean, these guys are out of ammo. Medium crossbow infantry might do a job. They'll have to hold the line here. It seems like this is it's a make or break here, this choke point. If they die here and let them through,
Our men are breaking
they're in
up.
serious trouble. I mean, they got Cav as well, Latin Chevaliers, and those Equitatores here. They're getting ready, I guess, to charge anything that comes through. But there are spears and pikes mixed in here. That could be pretty deadly. I think the crossbows going in might be the best thing to do. They are massacring a lot of these infantry with each volley, but yeah, there you go. A breakthrough is occurring. The Venetian pikes, or the Venetian polearms, are broken, and now they can rush in whatever they like. They just need to be careful when they send in their own cav. There are caltrops dotted around in these fields full of crossbows here. But yeah, they do have Elector Knights here ready to go in. Here we go, a counter charge now coming. Shock infantry from Venice is now being committed. And they're going to go after these pikes. Not a bad target at all. Look at these pikes, we're getting hacked down. They really are. And they're in their fancy looking uniforms and their colourful uniforms, and they're dying quickly. That's that pike unit, I think, almost certainly gone. They overcommitted, didn't wait for reinforcements. They really need some healthier sword units up here, but there isn't much left. There's like one more shock infantry here that's in good nick. And that's really about it. They need some more in there. And they might have to think about starting in their own crossbows once they're out of ammo. Could they get gunners onto the wall, maybe? Might be an idea. They've committed all of their infantry to this defense here at the choke point, so the gunners could get onto the wall maybe and do some work. It looks like as quickly as they took this choke point here, the defenders, they could lose it. Trier is only just about holding on with these spear militia. Their big shields with St. Peter on them again. Holding the line, the pikes break there. Like I said, crossbows might need to start thinking about sharpening their swords and going in. Jerusalem looks like he's been pushed back from here. Again, another pike has come up from the Latin Empire as well. So this one's not defended by anything. That's not good either. So hopefully there's enough ammo left in the quivers for those Elector Pavis crossbows. Well, not quivers, is it? I don't know what they use. I don't know what a crossbow quiver, such a thing, or is it just like crossbow bolt bag or something? I don't know. Looks like they're giving up the choke point though. I guess maybe they just understood that they just keep getting shot at if they defend here. Don't know where they plan on holding now, but there isn't much places that they can actually hold. The Latin Empire is also losing in this choke point here. Venice has sent some troops here as well, and his Venetian polearms are losing. There you go. I like that. It's just like I said, sir, it's getting bloody dangerous. No shit, you're at war. They're holding on here. It seems like Jerusalem is not going to give up without a fight for that choke point. And look at that. Yeah, with the crossbows now back here, Genoa has got the strength to hold this choke point once again for a little longer. I mean, he could charge these crossbows. They are mediums. Probably would take some severe damage. And he's running out of crossbow ammo to actually do anything against the cav here. Balance of power is also... I mean, it's still in favor of the attackers, but I don't know why. Maybe just because of the cavalry? But yeah, it's only a 400-man difference. The defenders with the defenses as well, and probably the better angles with their crossbows, they're probably going to get be able to close that, potentially. Look, it's getting so desperate they're sending in the cavalry crew. I mean, you could throw them away, just like this. You might need a purpose for them, maybe whether it's to just like absorb fire later. Or maybe you never know. If it gets that close, the cavalry crew could make the difference in a rear charge or something. Anyway, they're going in against the crossbows here. The pikes are also getting shot at here, these heavy pikemen. They don't have much in the way of missile blocks, so yeah, these crossbows here are going to be able to inflict a lot of damage onto them. We have cav in here, we have a cav fight taking place. The Latin Empire's generals in here, and we have a combination of Trier Knights and also Jerusalem Knights. So the Hospitallers will have some torn loyalties here. Who do they kill? Their own brothers that are fighting on the other side. Or do they kill the Trier tyrant who's forced them to fight against their own order? Who knows? There's pikes in there though as well, actually. This is not healthy. And it looks like there might be a bit of a pull through there from the Hospitalis. I don't know how they've got all the way over here. I mean, I think I could see they were trying to pull out and then go round, but they just pulled through. They are into crossbows. And that is probably a very cheeky way to get to these guys. They probably didn't deserve to be here, but they are actually routing some of these Latin crossbows, which are starting to die here. And here we have a charge from the Doge of Venice. He's going to go in. And yeah, look at that, slicing and dicing his way. There you go, the Hospital Knights here. Enemy general is dead. Oh, I think the Latins lost their general pulling out of combat. I think he was tied down in this combat with the elected pike infantry there, maybe. So anyway, with the Latins now without a general, that might be the end of their morale and maybe the end of their game. Their army might start to chain route. And they are losing this pike fight, I believe. Yeah, look at that. Shaken, and general recently died. Lecter Pike's looking very healthy, doing a good job there. If that is the case, and the Latins do crumble on this side, there isn't much of them left anyway. It's just really crossbows and a bit of cavalry. If they do crumble, then the attackers can come flying through this flank here and into the backs of this well-defended choke point right now by Genoa and Venice. We're still, like, yeah, putting up a good fight here. Like, it must have been painful fighting this.
Our ambush troops have been detected.
Ambush troops have been detected? Oh, the general, okay. The Archbishop of Trier has come forward. But it must have been a damn pain fighting all of these crossbows of, like, Venice and Genoa. Because I'm pretty sure they get their crossbows cheaper as well. Because obviously they're renowned for their crossbows. Their crossbows are just generally cheaper and, like, still as good. Look at this, they're breaking through. The Elector Knights are in, as is the Holy Roman Emperor. And he's going to have to run down some of these crossbows if he wants to. And is this the beginning of the end? Is that general loss going to be the difference? Here we go, a charge from the Emperor. Smashing into these guys. Poor Latin what do you call them? Latin Empire Imperials? Latin Imperials? I don't know. Poor Latins. Yeah, the cavalry here, very healthy, full of morale. Crossbows, not so healthy and not very good on morale. But yeah, here we go, a bit of another cav fight with a lot of pikes and shock infantry engaged here as well. We have shock infantry from Trier and also pikes from Trier. You need to be careful, there is Jerusalem's generals in here, Templar bodyguard. They're also trying to shoot these cav units here with the crossbows. They've got them in a good spot. Oh, and artillery's now coming in. Where the heck is... Finally, there's a trebuchet that's been used here. So, I've totally forgot that Venice had this trebuchet. But Venice has had a trebuchet this entire game and barely used a round of ammunition. And now, it awakens from its slumber at this point of the game. I mean, that can get 300 to 400 kills. That could have been shooting at blobs that were forming out here. I mean, there weren't many, but also shoot things on the walls, which is a good idea. All the blobs of infantry that's forming down, like the cavalry and like artillery, sorry, cavalry and pikes and infantry that's forming down here, just shoot them. You can see bravely the Venetian cav continues to fight here. The Milites Pedari here, artillery mainly missed. That one kind of hit. That one's burned some electors. Oh my gosh, how did these guys get up? How did you survive, sir? You should be on fire and dead. And there you go. I mean, this is not looking good. The rear charge is now taking place from the Templars. And with those Templars rear charging, they've routed all these units here, and that means now that this choke point's free to come through. And they'll just work their way along. We've got shock infantry actually in here as well. Why did this... This is the Gold Chevron Imperial Ritter. Just charged in. It's challenging everything in here. Weirdly enough, it's kind of holding its own. I mean, they might kill this Doge general there. I mean, there you go. Allied general's dead. Who's that? Oh, I think that's, yeah, Jerusalem's general's gone. I don't know how much of an army he has left. Charge there from the Archbishop of Trier going into the back. That might just kill off the Doge of Venice. We look like we are about to see a bit of a mass rout here from the Italian states as their leaders are massacred. And then, yeah, there you go. A tide of German infantry just coming in there. And yeah, there's not much left. I don't know why they activated this trebuchet right at the end. It could have been so useful. Again, the Archbishop in here, he's after blood. He's clearly not a holy man. He's happy to kill these Venetians. If the Pope hears about this Archbishop killing his Italian kinsman, he might not get a chance to be elected for Pope. If he ever came to that. Well, I guess Archbishop, you don't necessarily get elected for Pope anyway. You have to be a cardinal. Another good charge there, though, by the Cav. That's routed the crossbows very easily, and, well, actually, no, they're not quite routed just yet. Waver, there you go. And the trebuchet should just rout on its own. It's just the sheer presence of everything around it, and that is going to be the battle. Seems as though Constantinople will be reclaimed by the German states here, led by the Holy Roman Empire, in my eyes anyway. But this was sent in by Sachex, who was playing as the Elector of Trier, so well done to him. And he got some pretty good kills with his army. I mean, his general getting 255 right at the end there. Most of those, I imagine, were from crossbows. But yeah, he did very well and still very healthy. His spears actually did okay. 136 for one of them is not a bad result. His pikes getting 173 kills before he got massacred. And his crossbows getting 111, 140 kills. His gun is 63, and his cav getting 129, 109 as well. Then we have Muck Whiteshirt here playing as the Kingdom of Jerusalem. 187 kills with his Templar bodyguard here before he fell. 318 kills with the dismounted Hospitaller Knights. Very nicely done. His Knights of St. Lazarus 122. And his Hospitaller Knights getting 181 kills. Then we have Holy Banana playing as the Holy Roman Empire. And he got 130 kills with his bodyguard there. 264 kills with his Imperial Ritter. His Sergeant's getting 241 kills, 110. Then the dismounted Imperial Ritter getting 168 kills. I thought they might get more, to be honest. These two certainly did not do well, but this one did quite well. 266 kills with the Pavis crossbows there. 224 with another one. These crossbows did work in that big choke point. And his Cavalry, 268 kills. I thought that was really taking down walls most of the time, but evidently not. Killing a lot of men as well. Then we have RWX here playing as the Republic of Venice. 361 kills with his shock infantry there. 292 kills with the other one. These guys did work. Nearly getting 500 kills between them. Yeah, the rest of his infantry kind of struggled. His polearms getting 95 kills. Crossbows 96 and 95. I thought these guys might get more kills, but evidently not. And his Militaires Cav here getting 103 kills. Then we have Itchy Left Nut playing as Genoa. Had a bit of a rougher game compared to Venice, it seems. His shock infantry getting 89 kills. Not much of his infantry did that great. His crossbows did well though. 150 kills, 141 kills, and 195 kills. He didn't even bring the best crossbows he could. That shows I don't know where he spent his money. But yeah, it was not on the best shock infantry he could bring, it seems. And then we have Lobster 99 playing as the Latin Empire. 100 kills with his Hospitaller bodyguard. 316 kills with his dismounted men at arms. Wow. 117 with the spears. 80 kills with his sergeants. 134 kills with the crossbow milice. And then his Pavis crossbows getting 99 kills. And his Latin Chevaliers 115 kills. But there you go, guys. Constantinople has been reclaimed for the Emperor. But will it go back to the Byzantine Emperor? Or will the Holy Roman Empire claim it for themselves? We will see. But there you go. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. If you want to see more 12-12, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.